जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, समवेद भक्त वृंद की. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, welcome to Bhagvadgita class in English. Today we are going to discuss text number 6 of chapter 3. So, the text is displayed here for your convenience, and I read the text kindly. Repeat after me. Karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य यास्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य Mataji's. Karmendriyani samyamya. Yaste manasa smaran indriyathan vimuratma karmendriyani samyamya indriyathan vimuratma. Word-to-word meaning, translation and purport by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Karmendriyani, the 5 working organs. Samyamya, controlling. Yeah, anyone who. Aste, remains. Manasa, by the mind. Smaran, thinking of. Indriya arthan, sense objects. Vimudha, foolish. Atma, soul. Midhya acharaha, pretender. Saha, he. Uchyate, is called. One who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. You all can repeat after me. One who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. Purport. There are many pretenders who refuse to work in Krishna consciousness but make a show of meditation, while actually dwelling within the mind upon sense enjoyment. Such pretenders may also speak on dry philosophy in order to bluff sophisticated followers, but according to this verse, these are the greatest cheaters. For sense enjoyment, one can act in any capacity of the social order. But if one follows the rules and regulations of his particular status, he can make gradual progress in purifying his existence. But he who makes a show of being a yogi while actually searching for the objects of sense gratification must be called the greatest cheater, even though he sometimes speaks of philosophy. His knowledge has no value because the effects of such a sinful man's knowledge are taken away by the illusionary energy of the Lord. Such a pretender's mind is always impure, and therefore his show of yogic meditation has no value whatsoever. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurodmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guron Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Guron Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaite girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Sri Gurun Deenatarinam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So today we have very important texts in the Bhagavad-Gita, even though each one of them are equally important, but this is eye-openers for the people who want to do show-off. Prabhupada very clearly writes that such people are cheaters. A person who really doesn't possess the qualities and he wants to exhibit, to impress upon the general public that he is a great yogi or a meditator and try to extract either money or try to get some name, fame. These are the indications of an impure person. Krishna calls them, such people, Midhyachari, the great pretenders, the pretenders. They cannot be at the platform of yogis or sannyasi or even devotee if someone is pretending. So, Prabhupada has given us excellent philosophy by giving the 4 important points in our life, in our devotional life. Number 1, the books are the basis. Number 2, preaching is the essence. And number 3, the purity is the force. And the 4th, the utility. Utility is the principle. So, here we can see our force to explain comes from the purity. If the person doesn't have purity, he doesn't have force to explain. To practice devotional service. So, we have to identify ourselves and accept our mistakes and agree, yes, I am a fallen person. I am trying my best. I am trying to become a devotee. Rather than giving a big pose to the newcomers and show them as if I am quite advanced. Instead of that, if we identify our own qualities where our impurity activities are identified by ourselves, and if we are trying to come out of that, Krishna in the next verse explains, such a person is much better than the person who shows off and pretends as a yogi. So, if the person forgets that Krishna is living in the heart as Paramatma, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanancha vedeshta sarvairahameva vedyo vedanta krudveda videva chaham. 15:15 of Bhagvadgita, Krishna clearly explains that I am living in every living entity. It should be a jiva. It should be a living entity. I am there. And I give the three things: Matta, Smriti, the memory, Jnana, intelligence, and Vismriti. Matta, Smriti, Jnanam, Apoha. Apoha is the illusion or forgetfulness. These three things are given by me. So Krishna repeatedly in many places he says, I am there. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati. Tishtati means, that's all. If he is sitting, he will not move out. Tishta. Just he is sitting very firmly. Hrideshe arjuna tishtati. Brahmayan sarva bhutani. So again and again, many places Krishna says that I am there in each and every living entity's heart. So Krishna knows that I am having impurity, but I want to show off in front of everyone that I am a pure devotee. This Krishna calls such a person is Midhyachari. He is the pretender. And the people who do activities in the form of show-off, he is only accumulating, adding sins and impurity to his own mind. An impure mind cannot convey anything. Prabhupada says, such pretender's mind is always impure, and therefore his show of yogic meditation has no value whatsoever. We see in the outside world that many people who pretend they would be successful in getting a lot of money, but after a few years he will be caught and he is behind the jail, behind the bars. We have seen many people. We see in India, such people are caught by the police and they are now counting their days in the prison when to come out. But all these days or a few decades, such people who have cheated the public by pretending, Krishna will definitely give the punishment. Whether anybody notices or not, Krishna is present in the heart and he knows everything. So whom we want to cheat? Our main purpose is to satisfy Krishna, to make Krishna happy, rather than making some public happy and get some cheap publicity or some valuable, some money, which is very, very temporary. If this they don't understand, then years together, even if they do the activity as if they are pure devotees, they will never achieve, they don't have any value for their devotion. Prabhupada makes it very clear that if one follows rules and regulations of his particular status, he can make gradual progress. You see, I am unable to come out of the bondage of my relationships, my grandchildren, my children, my wealth, my job. So if we identify that I have the impurities and I should come out, if we really identify our own impurities, then it is easy to come out. If we don't identify our impurities, and if we want to show off as if I am the pure, I am free from any impurities, such a person cannot progress in the devotional life. Sri Krishna Devaraya was a very famous king in South India during 1500, 1600, that era. He was having a cat, a very nice cat, beautiful cat. And Krishna Devaraya calls all his ministers and tells, see this cat, learn from this cat. I keep the lamp on the cat and the cat is so steady. It doesn't move. You see, such a concentration, such a meditation this cat is doing. Learn from this cat. Krishna Devaraya was telling all the ministers. The ministers know, after all, this cat. Today, Krishna Devaraya, our king, is saying to take the example from the cat. Tomorrow he may say, start worshipping the cat. All ministers, all people were so much afraid. They approached one clever minister called Tenali Ramalinga. So he was very intelligent and he finds the solutions for all the problems. So Tenali Ramalinga starts thinking, oh, what should I do? Now day by day, every day, he calls the cat comes, jumps on the table, sits, and a lamp is kept on the head, and the cat is steady. And Krishna Devaraya is saying, we have to learn from the cat and we have to get the lessons from the cat. Now, one day, Tenali Ramalinga says, "O king, your cat is so nice, it is meditating or it is so steady. I just want to conduct a small test, how much steady it is." Krishna Devaraya says, okay, conduct the test, no problem. You see, every day it is coming and sitting, whatever test you do, it will be steady only. Then Tenali Ramalinga goes out, brings one bag. And before that, before the table, he just opens the bag. And from there, some mouse, 4 or 5 mice, they come out. The moment cat has seen the rat, it just jumps and tries to catch them. Then Krishna Devaraya was very much surprised. Arey, how is that? All these days it was keeping so steady and now suddenly this thing has happened. Then Tenali Ramalinga explains, as long as there is no opportunity, this fellow is steady, he is pretending. But the moment there is some opportunity, then that's all, everything has gone to the wind, no steadiness. This will be the case of all the people who are showing off, who are pretenders. One saint goes to the jungle. He says, oh, these people are disturbing me in my house. I go to the jungle and practice meditation. I will meditate seriously. Bye-bye, all my villagers. He locks his house, takes the key with him. And he has to come back. He knows. And goes to the jungle. And 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. After a week, suddenly he gets a dream. His house has been ransacked. Some burglars have gone inside and they have taken whatever is there. He gets the dream. Oh, suddenly he leaves his forest, the hut where he was staying, runs to the village and wanted to check up whether the dream had become true or not. Oh, everything is okay? This is the situation. Just with a simple, single dream, his whole meditation, his whole efforts, everything is gone. Because controlling the senses, if somebody thinks on his own strength, if he wants to do it, it is not possible. By going to some forest, I will control my senses. No, not possible. By doing some different sort of yogic exercises or yogas, I can control. No. All those people who practice, they have failed. Even great yogis who practice meditation to achieve some sort of yogic powers, they have failed. Vishwamitra, the simple example, he was meditating and Indra sends, oh, see, this fellow Vishwamitra is doing such a tapasya. Menaka, you go and just try to disturb, take him under your control. So Menaka simply comes down and with her ankle bell, that sound, he was in deep meditation for such a long period. He opens and looks at Menaka and falls in love with Menaka. He leaves all the meditation and he marries or starts living with Menaka and gets a child. And after that he realizes, oh my God, I have wasted so much of time. So, the thing is, for controlling the senses, if we adopt some yogic or meditational activities other than taking the shelter of Krishna, other than meditating on Krishna, nobody is successful. Yatpada pankaja palasha vilasa bhaktya karmashayam gradita murd gradayanti santha tadvanna rikta matayo yatayopi ruddha. Tadvanna rikta matayo, without praying on to Krishna, whatever meditation activity, whatever yogic activities one can perform, they cannot control the senses. That's why at the end it says, Swadvi Swamapharanam Bhaja Vasu Devam. Only one way to control our senses is to pray on to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the simplest way. You will be enjoying in the devotional service and you will control your senses step by step, gradually, very easily. So those people who forget this, who forget that Maya, the illusionary energy of Krishna, is so strong, unless we are surrendering on to Krishna, it is not possible to come out of Maya. Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantiti. Krishna explains in 7:14 of Bhagvadgita, Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. This Maya is mine, controlled by me, directly under me. And it is very difficult to come out. Krishna gives the solution also, that the person who surrenders on to me, very easily he can come out. Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya durachya mameva ye prapadyante. If you are prapadyante, if you are surrendering on to me, you will very easily come out. So, the more a person is surrendered to Krishna, the more he will have the control over Maya, he will come out of Maya. And without surrendering on to Krishna, whatever yogic practice whatever clothes, whatever he wants to put on, it's of no use. The first requirement is becoming totally surrendering on to Krishna. When we are surrendering to Krishna, Krishna takes care. And the Maya, the illusionary energy, gradually will vanish. And instead of the person getting attached to Maya, he will get attached to Krishna. So when he is totally attached to Krishna, then his impure ideas, the impurity, the sinful activities, everything will come down. Prabhupada often gives the example of Narada and the cobbler and the Brahmana, the story. Narada was moving here and there and trying to find the good and bad people before going on to Vishnu Loka, Vaikuntha, and reporting to him. So while moving, he finds a very nice Brahmana performing all the activities with chanting of the hymns so nicely. Narada goes to him and the Brahmana invites Narada, please come. Then after that he asks, Narada, where are you going? Narad Muni says, I am going to Vaikuntha to take darshan of the Lord. Then he asks, please ask him when I will be coming back to him. Even though I know I will be going back this life itself, because I have been performing all the activities so regularly, so strictly. I know I will be going back, but still, please ask Bhagwan. Narad Muni says, yes, I will ask. Then Narad Muni, while passing, he finds a cobbler stitching the shoes, polishing the shoes. And he every day comes with the trunk box, and he opens Krishna's photo, keeps it, hangs it on the tree, and then slowly he starts stitching and singing some bhajans. Then he also asked the same question, the cobbler asked the same question, Narad Muni, where are you going? Then he explains he is going to Vaikuntha. Then cobbler also asks, can you kindly find out when I will be going back? I know I am not doing anything, but still I want to know when I can go back. Narad Muni visits Bhagwan, and then he offers obeisances and all that. After that he explained these two cases. One, this Brahmana who was performing so much, and the other one, the cobbler doing some devotional activities. Prabhu, kindly inform me when they can go back. Then Bhagwan says, this Brahmana, tell him he will take many, many, many lives. And cobbler will come back in this life itself. Narad Muni was surprised. He asked, how come this Brahmana is performing so many austerities, chanting all Vedas, all mantras, all prayers so nicely? Bhagwan, can you kindly tell me how it is? Bhagwan, Vishnu tells him, you see, when you meet them, they will ask you, what are you doing at the time of meeting? You tell them that I am trying to take out the elephant from the eye of the needle, from one side to other side to this side. You will know the answer. Narad Muni comes down, goes to the Brahmana and tells him, "Oh Brahmana," when Brahmana asks him when I will be going back, he answers him, "Oh Brahmana, you will take very, very long time, many, many lives after that. Are you Narad Muni? Have you gone? I don't think you have gone. If you are gone, you tell me what Vishnu Bhagavan was doing." Then Narad Muni says, Vishnu Bhagavan was trying to take out elephant from the eye of the needle from one side to the other side. This man becomes angry. "You think I am a fool? You think I am an illiterated person? I don't understand. An eye of the needle, such a small hole, and the elephant, such a big one, and you are trying to fool me that he is taking from through the needle from one side to other side to this side." Narad Muni understands he doesn't have any faith in the God, in the Supreme Lord. And he is simply, as a show-off, he is performing all the activities. That's why he takes long time to go back to Godhead. Then Narad Muni goes to the cobbler and he explains, "You see, I saw this thing. The God was moving the elephant from the eye of the needle from this side to other side. And he is doing like this." That man simply jumps up. "My God, my Supreme Lord is so much wonderful. He can do anything." Narad Muni says, "Are you believe?" "Yeah, he does such wonderful things. You see, this such a huge tree. Everything is contained in this small seed. This seed contains the whole such a big tree. When he can do such wonders, why can't he do this wonder? Not one elephant. If he wants, he can make 2-3 elephants also in one go to pass through. What is not possible by my Supreme Lord?" Narad Muni understands his deep faith in Krishna, deep faith in the Supreme Lord, and then he answers his question that in this life itself you are going back to the Godhead, going back to Vaikuntha Dham. So here, this particular story, Prabhupada has told many times in many lectures. The same thing I have also repeated many times. The point is, those who just do the show off, it doesn't lead anywhere. Those who actually does the activities from the depth of the heart, that is what actually Krishna wants. Krishna doesn't want any show off. Show off is for what purpose? If any time, if we are trying to do that, we have to check up ourselves. For what purpose I am doing? I am trying to satisfy these people for getting some name, some fame, some money, some advantage somewhere. Those are simply temporary. It will live for very short time. And Krishna knows. He is sitting inside the heart. He knows that I am cheating. If we understand this logic, then we will be clear in not doing any sort of show-off business. Otherwise, we continue to try to do it for getting some silly, some meaningless fame or meaningless name in the society around us. That's why Prabhupada calls them, the pretenders, whatever they do, whatever show off they do, whatever meditation they carry out, has no value whatsoever, whether material value or the spiritual value. Such pretenders may also speak on dry philosophy in order to bluff sophisticated followers, but according to this verse, they are the great cheaters. For sense enjoyment, one may do it in the social order, but they are only adding impurity in their mind. So, the main problem is forgetting Krishna. Krishna bhuli sei jiva anadi bahirmukha atayeva maya dhare. The Maya will immediately catch the moment we forget Krishna. When we come under the influence of Maya, we lose our intelligence. Maya yapa hritagnana. And we don't surrender. 4 categories of people who don't surrender to Krishna is, one of them is Maya yapa hritagnana. So, we, in order to come out of this, we have the strongest weapon of the Acharya's instructions. Prabhupada gives the 3 things: Satya, Seva, Sadhana. Satya is truthfulness. We should always be truthful to ourselves without doing any sort of pretension. Satya, Seva, carrying out the devotional activities and service on to Vaishnavas. Number 3 is the sadhana. Sadhana is practice. By doing the practice of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely as possible, one by one, all impurities will go away. By practicing the 4 regulatory principles which our Prabhupada has given, we will surely come out of this material world and we will definitely go back to Godhead. That's why our chanting as much as possible, if we do, it is not that 16 rounds means only 16 rounds. We should try to chant as much as possible and try to carry out the devotional activities and serving the Vaishnavas and be truthful. We will definitely achieve the target of going back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. I thought I should stop here. We have a few minutes left, so we can discuss some questions. I think. Yes, Mataji. Anybody? Any questions? No questions? Comments? Prabhu, make comment. Speak. Give some additional points. Please, Prabhu. And every time you are speaking there, here new environment, Balram Hall, you are hesitating. Otherwise, everyone talks, whoever is present.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। मैं सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ।
प्लीज आस्क।
जैसे कि यहाँ पे सामने में श्रीमद् भगवद गीता पे प्रवचन चल रहा है, गीता महारानी हमारी, तो हम लोग डिवोटीज इधर बैठे हुए हैं, तो क्या हमें गीता महारानी के सामने में कुछ इस प्रकार से ऐसे बैठना शोभा देता है?
देखो, कैसा भी बैठे, कंफर्टेबली उनको जैसे कंफर्ट लगता है वैसे ही, उनके मन का भाव को देखना है। शरीर में कैसे बैठा है बाद में देखते हैं। मगर आपके जैसे यंग पीपल, आपको थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन में रहना चाहिए। जो भी ओल्ड पीपल हैं, उनको जो कंफर्टेबल रहता है वैसा बैठ सकते हैं, इसमें कोई गलती नहीं। उनका भाव क्या है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। वही आज का श्लोक में प्रिटेंडिंग का नहीं, ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत बढ़िया हूँ करके, मगर मन में है ये तो क्या है, ऐसा कोई किसी काम का नहीं। तो हम as long as our intentions are pure, that is what is required, rather than the clothes, rather than the dress, whatever one wears, or how he looks, or maybe sometimes tilak is also not there. Oh, this fellow doesn't wear tilak. No. He had put tilak in the morning and he had been doing all the service, and he doesn't have time for again taking bath or putting tilak. So if somebody thinks, misunderstands, that is because impurity is present, we misjudge, underestimate others. What is my qualification to check others? That's what actually we have to think. Am I qualified? How much pure I am? I am having so many impurities in me, and who am I to check others? When we start thinking, introspection, ourselves, when we question, we get the answer. So then we don't find defects in others. We find only good points. That's what every day in the morning we read Prabhupada's quotes. The fly and the bee. The fly, housefly, it goes in search of wounds and rotten things. The honeybee goes in search of only the nice aroma, and then it takes the honey. It will never go and take the rotten things. No. That is the difference. The fly always goes. We always search for the defects because we are like flies. I am like fly. I find defects, but I should change my attitude. I should look only the good things in others. When we develop that, we will definitely, we purify ourselves. We will progress. We will progress in the devotional activities, in the devotional life. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Any other questions, comments? Mataji? Mataji, please. Please comment. Please give to Mataji. Mataji, please. Oh, yeah.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I don't know why you gave me the mic. I don't know.
No,
I don't know what to comment, but I have a little bit of a question as such that sometimes we do come across people. We feel Vrindavan Dham is, we know it is a Dham, it is beautiful, but then there are people whom we come across with. And so the shloka actually reminded me of such things. So I wanted to ask that we have to be humble and tolerant, yes, but how do we deal with people who are like that without being offensive to them, you know? And because if we don't talk to them, then they might feel that we are not being friendly or that we are showing an attitude, but we want to be away from such people. So how do we deal with them?
Yeah. Whenever we come across the people who are pretenders, then we should immediately withdraw. Sangatyagas tato vritte. This is the Sangha. Such people we should try to avoid. Prabhupada has said, such people, they will talk, they will give dry philosophy. So nicely they explain. But that is of no value. The moment if we are able to identify that he is not talking about God, he is not talking about Krishna, he is talking something by which he wants some gain, either monetary gain or some other gain, position gain or something. If that is his intention, if we are finding out, then immediately we should note that this fellow belongs to this category, and we should immediately stop any association with such people. So when we actually Sangatyaga, that is actually the bad association. When we are coming out of that, our progress in the spiritual life will be fast. Yeah. Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo niyamagraha sangatyagas tato vritti. Sangha, this bad association the 6 principles which is given in the Upadeshamrita.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mother. So nice, very nice comment and question.
Hare
Any
Krishna.
other questions? Prabhu? So, if you give comment. Prabhu.
I am answering your question. Somebody in Bhagavatam, there is a great talk of Navayogeshwar. Somebody asked them, who is number one devotee? The Navayogeshwar said, who sees everybody is the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
And at number 2, who sees Supreme Lord in everybody's heart. And number 3, who is chanting the holy name in front of Radha Shyam Sundar from morning to evening, but quarreling with other devotees. He is at number 3. And in Gita, the Lord has said, Vasudev Sarvamiti Se Mahatma Sudurlam. Everything is Vasudev. Everything, dead or living, dog, hog, everything is Vasudev. And in Ramayana it is also said, Siya Ram mein sab jag jane, karu pranam jor jog paane.
So nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Prabhu, you want to add something? Yeah, please.
You know, normally we have a habit of seeing faults of other people's.
Yeah.
We cannot see our own faults. But we try to stop seeing that. But if we don't see our, let somebody else show us. We should be, he is our best friend. The one who shows our some defects. And we should be very thankful to him.
Correct. Very
told-
nice point you have told. Thank you. Thank you. Prabhu. Any other points? Anybody wants to add? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you explained so well. So I have question that sometimes we seen that the parents are devotees, but kids are not, or maybe they are not following them. So the people come and tell their parents or comment their parents. So how to handle those things?
The parents are devotees, but the children are not devotees.
Yes.
So the parents, when they are devotees, right from the childhood, if we keep on telling them, and if you give them only the prasadam, if you see that they don't eat anything else other than prasadam, other than what is offered to Krishna, then they will definitely become devotee one day or the other. Maybe in the initial stages, they may look as if they are deviating, but if you give them only Krishna prasadam, if you are devotee and if you are taking along with you every time, giving them the knowledge, definitely they will become devotees. Prabhupada has used this technique only. Those who are arrogant, those who are not listening, they don't listen to the lecture, give them prasadam. Give them prasadam. After eating prasadam, then slowly that mind gets purified. This, the mode of goodness slowly starts coming by taking the prasadam. So, we have to only check up the children whether they are eating something else. They simply go and take some money and start eating without offering to God, without offering to Krishna. So if we stop that and if we tell them, you see, you buy a chocolate or buy a biscuit and bring it. Okay, he wants to eat immediately. Tell them, no, you take with your hands, offer to Krishna. Offer to Krishna. Tell Krishna, Krishna, this belongs to you. You have given to us. Please take this. You take this first, Krishna. You tell them. You tell Krishna. Krishna will definitely take. Close it for some time. And afterwards, Krishna has taken and given back to you so that you can eat. So Krishna has taken and given back. So then children will understand. Giving them the stories from Bhagavatam, the Dhruva, Prahalad and all that, they will definitely become devotees. There is no doubt about it. Hare Krishna. Okay, we stop here. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagvadgita Mahapuranam ki, Gitopanishad ki. Jai. No.